and welcome to the 20th installment of Metalhead Central, the show where I take an honest look at the harder side of music and give it an honest rating. Yes, friends, we are at mile marker 20 on our journey through the fascinating and sometimes twisted world of hard rock and heavy metal. Before we get to today's album, I just want to take a quick second to thank every one of you who has ever clicked on one of my videos. None of this would be possible without you. I hope you guys enjoy it. I enjoy making them for you. And again, you don't have to agree with me. I just hope you watch and I hope you enjoy it. But now that that is done, we're going to be taking an exit off of this highway of heavy metal to sludgy, heavy as heck Metal Town. And we're going to be taking a look at Inter Arma's new album, Sulphur English. It came out April 12th on Relapse Records. This is only the second time I've reviewed an album off Relapse, and the first one I did, which was last year's Head Cage by Pig Destroyer, it made it onto my top 10 albums of the year. So, did Relapse impress once again? Well, let's find out, shall we? This is a band that has received a ton of praise from numerous outlets for their body of work over the years. I remember reading a ton of positive reviews for their last effort, 2016's Paradise Gallows. But, as those of you who watch this show know, I have a particular affinity for melody mixed in with the heaviness. I like it when a band is able to craft something that is musically talented and catchy as all get out. Now let's be clear. There is one goal, and only one goal on this album. To be as heavy as is physically possible. The crushing music on here will be enough to satisfy any diehard metal fan. But here's the deal. They're able to combat the heaviness with subtle moments of quiet melody that create something that is actually quite chilling. But it's an enjoyable chill. It's a chill you want to experience over and over again. I found, through my year plus of reviewing new music, that bands that attempt to go straight to the crushing heaviness of something like brutal and or technical death metal often lose their place. Their songs start to wander and they don't feel structured. Oh sure, they're heavy alright, and that may be enough to get them an 8 out of 10 on Metal Injection, or a positive review for Decibel Magazine, or a 4 out of 5 or 5 skulls or whatever they do over on Banger TV, but for me, that's just not enough. The powerful thing about metal is that it can be used in so many different ways, both melodic and crushing. Inter Arma managed to find some of these different paths and go down them on this album, and they do it surprisingly well. Songs like A Waxen Sea, The Atavist's Meridian, and the title track do well to impart the crushing heaviness while weaving these nice subtle hints of melody that keep the listener hooked and in tune with the song, while Bumgardner and Observances of the Path show the band's prowess in writing shorter, softer songs. But my two favorite songs off this album are Stillness and Blood on the Lupines. They are both absolutely gorgeous, while retaining the soul-crushing darkness evident on the heavier tracks. But heavier is the key term there. These two songs manage to convey that same darkness while showcasing the band at their most vulnerable. These songs are both excellently done, and they are definitely tracks I would return to. On the downside, as with Elvete's album last week, sometimes the overall heaviness gets to be just a little bit much. But Caleb, you say, this is Metalhead Central. You review metal albums. Don't you like heavy stuff? Yes, I do. I love heavy stuff. When it's done well. For the most part here, it is done well and very balanced. But some of the stuff on the longer songs can get to be a bit overbearing. A final criticism I have is sometimes the drumming can be a little repetitive on the two 10-minute plus tracks. Sometimes I feel like I'm listening to the same drum pattern over and over and over again, and I'd like just a little bit more variety there. All in all, Inter Arma have done a great job at crafting an album that uses both heavy stuff and more subtle melodic stuff to convey their message. Is it an album of the year contender? It might make the honorable mentions. I'm just not sure this is something I would pop into my CD player or jam out on Spotify incessantly. It's solid, but it's not spectacular. In light of that, I'm giving it an 89 out of 100 on the YPS scale. Thank you so much for watching. Click like and don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell for more Metalhead Central content. Next week, we're going to be taking a trip to extremely technical territory as we run through Allegaion's new album Apoptosis. Hopefully, you'll join me. You've been watching Metalhead Central, where I give honest ratings to honest music, and I'll see y'all next time.